another fishing trip. I'm Kyle and you're watching Waterside Fishing Adventures. So this is going to be part 3 of the roach quest we're doing, and hopefully we're going to catch a few fish. Not quite sure where the tides are today, but not going to worry too much. I think they're coming up anyway, that's what we want them to do. And let's get down there and see if we can catch a few fish. I think this is the only day within the next week where it's not going to be pouring with rain or snowing, so I thought I'd get an afternoon out, maybe an evening, and see if we can get a few fish while the weather's still good. I've just been to Norwich to pick up some maggots, got some tennis sweet corn and stuff as well. I'll mix up some ground bait and stuff when I get down there, once we know where we can get a spot or not. We'll sort of go from there really. Temperature wise we've got 9 degrees, so quite a warm day compared to what we've been fishing lately, especially when it's been like -4, -5. I expect the temperature to drop later on, obviously in the evening, as everything starts to get damp, and that may even get to freezing, but hopefully not. So time now is 12:30. We'll be back up there before 1. Won't probably 1:15 to be fair. We'll have a look around, see if we've got a swim, and we'll get the gear out. So I'll see you back up there. I'll put my suit and boots on, all that sort of stuff, and I'll bring you out. So welcome to another trip. Let's go catch some big roach. Woohoo! Maybe some big brain too, and I don't even mind a big rod. Had a few of them lately. I have done a few trips recently I haven't filmed, but if you go and look at my Facebook and Instagram, you'll see some pictures of some nice sized roach and some good sized bream. But trips haven't really been long enough to make a video. They've just been little here and there, just for a few casts, just to see if I can find one of them big roach. Haven't really been a proper session like 5, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours like I normally do. But this one will be. So let's get down there and see what we can do. I put the gear in the gear in the car for this session. Went back indoors to get me food and drink, and when I come back, there was a little robin sitting on the driver's seat. So I don't know if that's a good luck charm for this session, or hopefully anyway. So let's go after them 2-pound roach, maybe bigger, hopefully. Okay, so back in town. They're coming up to the mill. Let's see what's happening down there. Chap walking along here with a paddle, taking his bin out in his canoe. From what I can see, just looking to the left, looks like there's one person down there. Car park's got a few vans and stuff in. Normally means people are fishing. We shall see. Could be workers actually. So they ain't finished doing the work yet then. Which surprises me, because they've been getting on with it, but we shall have a look. So as you can probably see, got a few workmen about. I think there's 4 or 5 people, and they're putting all the new wooden barriers along the sides for the boats and edge of the wall, that sort of thing. Making a lot of noise with the saws, hammers, sledgehammers, really thumping the bank, and probably going to be disturbing the fish quite a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is walk up the end here. Cool, look at the water, really chocolatey coloured today. All that flooding and stuff has washed all that mud down. Don't get this colour very often. It's normally quite a nice colour in here. It's normal sort of greyish colour, but this is proper chocolate brown today. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is fish on the end here. I mean, looking at the weir, it's completely flooded over. It's not even flowing over the edge like it normally do. It's way above it. And, well, I would think the workmen are probably scared to fish quite a bit. So I think what we'll do is we'll cast over to that far side there to start with. Get some bait in and see if we can build a swimmer. chap fishing on the end there at the point. So as you can probably see, the water's very coloured, lots of flooding. And I can't fish where I want to fish because they're working. I'm just going to move around here into the other car park, fish off the point that we just walked down to, and we'll see what we can get down there. Just easier for me to come around here and I can walk straight down the path then. Right, so I'll get some gear out, get set up, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so today I'm using a nice light quiver tip rod, Shimano reel. I've got 6 pound line on, and we're fishing a feeder on this one. Today I'm actually going to have a couple of weights like that, so I'm hoping that the fish are going to come across, pick up the line, bang, and hook themselves. Normally I have it just to run in the ledger and let them run up with it, but if you're not looking or you're watching a float rod or something like that, sometimes you just want them to hook themselves. So I'm going to give that a go. Size 10 Drennan hook. And I'll go through the bracket and make up some ground bait, and we'll get this one out. I'll spin you around and show you where we're fishing in a minute, and we'll go from there. Not much choice to swim apart from really here or back where we fished last time. Otherwise the workmen are all the way along where we wanted to fish, but not a problem. Nice to try other spots. So let's see what we can get today. So I've mixed up a very stodgy mix of ground bait today, so it stays on in the feeder and goes down to the bottom, because I'm obviously fishing in the flow here today from the mill coming down here. So as you can see, got a fair bit of flow coming through there. We've got 4 maggots on. We're going to fish sort of just out there. So we'll have a few casts and see if we can start to build up a swim. So I've got 1 rod on a bunch of maggots, 1 rod on double sweet corn, and they're both on the far side, just out of the flow towards that private mooring sign. So hopefully one of them's going to go round and we'll start getting a few fish. Normally have to get a few casts out there just to get a better one. The water's very coloured today. Not very often I see it like this. Obviously the floodings and stuff. It's only going to get worse because we've got loads of rain coming, loads of snow coming. This is the only clear day we've got for about 7 days. So I thought I'd come down and make the most of it. So I'll have a few casts and they're going to chuck some ground bait out there, and hopefully we'll start finding a few fish. Okay, second cast, fish on. Woohoo, flippy little thing. So they're out there. So let's see if we can get a few more and see if we can find some roach. It's very, very noisy here today with the old workers and stuff doing their, making up the bank and stuff. So that's why I've decided to fish way across the other side of the river compared to what I would normally. But it's always good to try new swims. And we've already had a bite and I'm getting a few taps now. So I'll put 6 balls of ground bait over there, sort of medium sized balls, so they should now start to be breaking up on the bottom and stuff like that, and we should start to get a few bites. Hopefully some good sized roach will move in, or maybe some big bream. So I'll give it a few casts and hopefully I'll be back with a nice sized fish. It's a lovely day, nice and warm. As I said before, we've got 9 degrees, so it's nowhere near cold. I'm actually quite hot. But obviously as time goes on, it's going to get colder as the evening kicks in. Tide wise, not really sure what it's doing, whether it's going down or up. But I've looked at some markers, so I'll let you know in a little bit which way it's going. So not getting the bites as quick as I expected, so I've made up a really good feed mix. Hopefully I'll get the roach and bream on the bottom and feeding around. Going by that little hole over there, where that little plant is, and the wall across the other side. I worked out that the tide's definitely going up, so that's good for me. And we need to get a big bed of bait down there ready for high tide. Which, by the looks of the side of the wall, is probably going to be within the next couple of hours. So I'm going to keep getting some bait out there, get this swim working. Hopefully we'll bring in a few more fish. I just lost a bream just in front of the net. Only a skimmer, nothing massive. And then the bites seem to have dried up a bit, so I think I need to get some more bait down there again and see if we can get these fish going. So bites are pretty slow at the moment. I've just put another 6 balls of ground bait out, so that's 12 balls. Tide's definitely coming up, but bites are very slow. Had a couple of bites when we first put them out, but tried a bunch of maggots, tried sweet corn, not really doing too much. About 5 minutes ago I just had a bunch of foreign people come and sit down behind me, 4 or 5 of them, all shouting their heads off and screaming and that, so I had to have a go at them and get them to move on. Told them I paid to fish in this spot and I want a nice quiet time. Don't need all that going on behind me, and they shouldn't be in big groups like that anyway. But anyway, back to the fishing. Yeah, bites are really hard at the moment. Never fished this peg before, so maybe I'll have to move around and work it out a little bit. Maybe I just got to wait for the fish to move on a bit longer, because I haven't been here that long yet. Probably only half an hour or so. So sometimes that can take an hour and a half just to get the fish on the spot and feed them properly so you get a bite of cast. So that's what I'll do. I'll carry on doing that. Keep our feed going out there. Keep the hook baits going down. Hopefully we'll start hooking a few fish. Okay, so I've moved this left hand rod now over to that cap over there basically. So we're just off the edge of that red wall there. I've had a few little knocks, I've got a big worm on. Hoping there's going to be a nice roach down there. Getting a few knocks on the out in the middle there with the ground bait, but nothing like I normally do. So I've either got to keep building up the swim or start casting somewhere else, I'm not really sure. I can see a few fish topping and stuff up there, but not much else. I am getting bites on this rod, but it's a fairly big old worm, so it's going to take a good fish to pull that round. But obviously that's the plan, that's what we want. You can probably see the rod tapping. And we want it to pull round and disappear with a fish. I think the biggest problem today is obviously they're working on that bank, and you can probably hear in the background, and they're making a hell of a noise and hammering wood all around on the sides, which is obviously banging in the water. Probably made the fish move off. So just going to have to see how it goes. I'm still going to try. Still going to fish the tide right up and down some. So all we can do is try. Oh, got a bite on the feeder rod. No, they're good. Was a little roach, but come off. Okay, so I'll bring you back if this rod goes really well. Fish on, here we go. Only a small roach this time. Come on, let's get these big fish. Sorry about the background noise. There's not much I can do. That's just the flow going through the mill. It's coming through so hard. It's obviously making that noise. Plus the workers are making a lot of noise as well. Oh, here we go again. Fish on. Feels like a bream this time. As you can see by the bend in the rod. Oh, I don't believe that. It's just come off. Right, let's get it back out there and hopefully get another nice fish. Land it this time. As you can probably see, I didn't need to use rod rests this time, as the new wooden platforms that they put up are ideal for a rod rest. So I put them out on them, sat back and waited for a bite. Well, it's not very often you see me sitting back in a chair like this. As you probably know, in my other sessions, I'm normally on the edge of the chair waiting for the bite ready to go. But in this session, so far, the bites have been a bit longer to get, so I've sat back a few times. Oh, something's tugging on the worm. Could be a perch or a nice roach. Fingers crossed the rod will go round, and we'll be into a fish. I do use quite a big piece of a worm. They're lob worm, so I sort of use half a worm. But it takes the fish a little while to chomp them up sometimes, if they're not huge fish. So I have to sort of sit back on my hands and wait for the rod to go round. Well, I stopped at the moment, but I'm expecting that rod tip to go right round in a minute when the fish swallows the worm and away it goes. Hopefully anytime soon. Here we go, it's back. Come on, fishy, take that rod so I can strike you. Bang, and the rod goes round. Oh, what? There's nothing there. Okay, let's get it back out in the same spot and hopefully it'll come back again. The chap down on the point is not really pulling them in like normal either. I think that's just to do with all his workmen making so much noise and banging around and stuff. I think it's just upsetting the fish a bit. It should be okay in a few days once they've done their work and it's all settled down. Oh, here we go. Fish on. Nice bite. Let's get this one in hopefully. Yes, it's a roach. Great. Not massive, but not teeny. It's quite welcome. You can probably hear in the background, I've got a bit of an audience across the river, the other side of the bridge where it's all fenced off at the moment. I've got a family standing there watching me with their 3 kids. So that's fun. But I just carry on doing what I'm doing, as I always do. Normally, I would welcome people over to come and have a look at the fish, and I quite often do have a chat with people and show the kids the fish and stuff like that. But the way things are at the moment, got to just do what I've got to do and sort of stay away from people. I'll still talk, but I just keep a fair distance from the people I'm talking to. So, which rod's going to go next? Hopefully we'll get something on the far bank rod over towards the blue sign, and that'll be something a fair bit bigger. So let's sit back and find out. Well, I'm struggling a bit today. Not with a bream, but yeah, so I seem to be getting a few little perch and some little roach and the odd skimmer bream, but nothing too big at the moment. Tide's getting to the point where it's right up. Normally this would be a good time to fish, but it's not really showing that today. I've got a rod down close to me, just down near the bridge here, which I'm getting a few roach on, but nothing huge, up to sort of half a pound. And then the other rod out on the feeder, I'm having to wait 15-20 minutes to get a bite, and most of the time it's only a small fish. So at the moment I can't get the bigger fish to move in there. I'll keep putting bait over there, I'll keep trying, and if not I'm going to have to move swim, well not move where I'm sitting, but cast in different places and see if I can get a swim going somewhere else. This don't seem to be working at the moment. Not for the fish that we're here, to catch. If I wanted to catch smaller fish, I could probably get a fair few of them if I got a swim going, but it's not what we're after. Well, got a bit bigger bream. Got some funny old marks down the sides of this fish. Don't know if a pike's been attacking it or this side's even worse. I reckon a pike's been having a go at that. But it's another fish. Let's get it back. Looks like I've located the roach. Here we go. It's number 1. Let's hope we get a few more. Lovely fish. So hopefully I can carry on getting them. Let's try. Well, it's starting to get dark now. Everyone else is gone. I'm still fishing in the same positions, the other side of this boat, in my normal line where I would from the other bank, and I've got the other rod down the middle of the river. I've lost a couple more skimmers just in front of the net and one roach, but the same size as the one I had just now. And I'm getting a bite probably every 10 minutes now, so not too bad. So I'm going to build the swim up slightly and hope we can get some more of these roach. Better get me head and stuff out of the car now, and I've got a light with me today with the old jump pack I've got to do when I go sea fishing. So hopefully we'll be lit up pretty well today and should be able to see what we're doing. Just need the fish to hang around and keep giving us a few bites so we can catch a few more fish. So this is us, we're sitting down there under the umbrella. You can probably see I've got my night light under there this time. Doesn't look like it's dark, but it's pretty much dark. The lights are all on over the other side now. So hopefully you should be able to see me pretty well even in the dark now, because I've got my sea fishing set up with me. Or one of my lights that I take sea fishing to light everything up. So if I'm holding a fish, hopefully this big, you should be able to see me do it. Plus that's shining on the tips of my rods, so I'll be able to see the bites as well. I had to put an umbrella up because it started to rain on me just now. But I'm now about to have a recast with both rods, and let's see if we can get a bite, see if we can get a few more fish. So, getting a few of these, but nothing any bigger at the moment. Got a fair few in the net now. Nothing massive, not teeny either. So it's probably dark now, as you can probably see. I think my light's up on a bit. May need to move it and actually face it to my face. I'll sort something out. Alright, let me get this rod back out. Maybe get something a bit bigger. Time now is coming up to 6 o'clock. Hopefully we'll see a few fish. Well, I'm really struggling to get a bite now. I've just spent probably an hour looking at the rods and had 2 small skimmers. Don't really know what's going on tonight, but what I've just done is I've baited up a completely new spot for 8 pools of ground bait. I'm going to let it settle for 10-15 minutes and I'm going to have a cast on it. If that doesn't work, then it's not going to work tonight. It's been a strange one today. It's not very often to come down here and struggle to get bites, but that's what it's like tonight. We had that one nice roach. With plenty of other roach. I've had some perch. I've had a fair few skimmers. But not like 60-70 fish that I normally get in one session. Probably had 15-20. So I'll try this new spot. Put a couple of different baits over top of it. And let's see if we can get something to happen. Just had some chicken and bacon sandwiches, which are quite nice. Apart from they leaked out onto me chocolate chip cake. So I had a chicken and bacon flavoured chocolate chip cake, which is a bit strange, but done the job. They're drinking their hot chocolate, keeps them warm. Oh, that's nice and warm. So I think I'll give it another hour if things don't pick up. And this session is not really going to do too much. Then we can't have them all where we just get down there and we catch loads of fish every cast. Can't really do that anyway. And the fish move in and out. We don't feed on some sessions. Spin you around, give you a little look at what we're actually doing, and then it's time for a recast to see if we can get a bite. So I'm just sort of sitting back in the chair like this, watching the rod tips with the glare of the light that I've got up on the top of the umbrella. Obviously all of the other side is all lit up. Looking nice. The old toes are a bit cold tonight, so I've only got one pair of thermals on. But that's my fault, so can't do nothing about that. Hopefully one of these rods will fly around in a minute and we'll have a nice big roach. And that'll make the session. We've had one decent one today, but it'd be nice if we could have 3 or 4 more. Especially when the other bream and stuff are not biting at the moment. It'd be good if a roach just come on. Well, I have no idea what's going on. I've tried close in to this bank, I've tried on the far bank, I've tried down the middle, I've tried down near the weir, I've Tried literally down in front of me. I've whacked it down the river. I've literally tried it all over the place. I just cannot seem to get a bite. Don't know what's going on. I just switched off and that was it. Never had that here before. And don't really know what to do. So I'm not going to give it too much longer. Unless the bites start to come on again. As I've sat here for quite a while now. Well over an hour without a bite. Probably an hour and a half. Which is very unusual. So I've just put the rods out again. So hopefully I'll get a bite on this cast and I'll find a few fish. If not, I'm going to think about packing up, I think. Well, it's 8 o'clock now. I'll give it a seriously good go. Not really much else I can do. I did just switch over to single maggot and had to go near the weir a minute ago on the ledger. And I can pick up small dace, roach and perch. But just none of the big fish are biting. Don't know why. Not even getting skimmers. I just completely switched off. I tried all different swims. I put 8 balls of ground bait in one swim, 12 balls of ground bait in another swim. I baited another swim with maggots. It's just not happening. All I can find is tiny little fish. And they're not like fast bites, you're still waiting 15 minutes, 20 minutes for a bite off one of them. So I'm sitting here in the rain, which isn't very nice, as you can probably see on the camera. And I don't really think it's worth sitting in the rain just to catch a few of these. So I'm now going to put the rods out one more time on the baited spots with a decent bait on them. I'm going to give them 15 minutes and then I'm going to call it a night, I think. I've been here a fair while now. Got down here at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so I've been here 7 hours and had less than 30 fish, and only a few of them have actually been okay size. So we did have one nice roach, didn't we? And I got a fair few roach in a net that are okay. Got some skimmers, got some perch. I'll give you a look at them in a little while. We'll have this one last cast, put out 15 minutes, and then I think I'm going to start packing up. Okay, so I've got some of the fish I've had on the mat here. The ones I ain't shown. Ooh. Skimmer. Shoot this one earlier, you can see where the pike's been taking it. And the rest I haven't shown. Another skimmer. Another skimmer. Believe that. The big roach just jumped off a mat straight in the water. I've got the second biggest one. Got some small skimmers, all that size. Tiny little roach. Some medium-sized roach. Mr. Perch. Wanted to put his fin up ready, that we look at that. Woohoo! Medium-sized roach. Whee! Good job, my mat's right across there, aren't it? God, why are they so flippy? Another medium-sized roach. then a booty. Good fish. Not in the 2 pounds or nothing like that, but still a good fish. Well over a pound. And I did have one about 1.5 pounds, and I also had a nice roach about 1 pound, but they have a big hole in the bottom of my net. Well, got half a loop missing, to be honest, and they've got out, so not much I can do about that. But as I said, I've had about 35 fish with the ones we put back and stuff. I only put the small ones in the net, and I've still got the rods to bring them in. They're still out on their cast, so I'll bring you back if we get any more. So that was a fairly hard session. Struggled to find the big bream and the roach, to be fair, but sort of midway through I found a couple of nice roach. One about 1 pound and one 1.5 pounds. On the 1.5 pound one, I obviously didn't push record. I thought I did and recorded it, but it doesn't look like I did. And obviously with one of the loops missing on me keep net, fish are getting out of it, so sorry about that, but I can't show that fish. Yeah, so I reckon I ended up having 15 to 20 skimmers and probably 15 plus roach and a few perch in the mix. I did have quite a nice perch as well, but that got out of the net as well, which is a bit annoying. I'm going to replace this net because it's becoming a pain. I did lose a very nice bream out of it the other night as well, so I'm going to get a nice big long soft net for doing these sort of sessions. So we've done okay. It was really hard. I mean, I tried literally far bank, near bank, down the middle of the river, around near the weir, way down the river. I tried baiting 3 or 4 different spots. 12 balls of ground bait in one, 8 in the other, and all I could get was a bite off a skimmer probably every half an hour plus. Not very good. Got the odd roach, but as you saw, a lot smaller than the big ones I had. It just wasn't happening today. Normally on a high tide that'd be really good, but just couldn't get it to go today. What I did notice though, the whole of the bottom was covered in leaves, and I was bringing up branches and twigs and all sorts of stuff, so obviously with the flooding and stuff it's all washed through. The weir had flooded right over, so that was just going straight across the top of it instead of flowing over it. So I don't think a lot of this helped, and the water was like chocolatey colour, which is not usual around here. It's normally fairly good, the water. We got a load of rain and a load of snow coming, so I thought I'd get out today. Did get a bit of rain, and I did try and snow a little while ago, but I didn't get soaked. It was just like a drizzle, nothing to worry about. And I would have carried on if the fish were biting, but they just weren't. So I gave it a good go. So please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon in the next video.